I just got to notice that we have no sound. I'm so sorry. That is just a stupid mistake on my part. Well, let's start again. Good morning and welcome to Live from Steepleview Farm. I did not plug in the amplifier. Silly, silly me. Well, I'm busy this morning. I got up at 5 o'clock. I started harvesting greens. I harvested kale. I went back to the pack station. I washed it. I bagged it up. I ran around. I watered a few things. I picked up. We've got company coming today. We've got an event at 1 o'clock. And here I am all the way into this show and no sound. I'm sorry for those of you who came along and maybe left, but it's being recorded. Hopefully it'll be back up there. What a silly mistake. Thank you for letting me know. Donna, thank you. Harriet, for letting me know. Sorry I wasn't looking at the comments. What I said is that we're at that time of the year where we need to start paying attention to our plants. We're looking at the weather this week. We're going to have good temperatures, a lot of rain in the forecast. That's a good thing. We need rain. We also looked at the almanac and I said, today and tomorrow, just today, the first day of summer, no planting today. Tomorrow, the first full day of summer, get back after it. It's time to start planting your fall garden. Believe it or not, 6 months ago, we planned our spring and summer garden. Now we're planning our fall garden, starting to think about that. So as you think about your fall garden, start looking at the days on which you can plant. I also mentioned to you that as you look around your garden right now, you ought to be seeing blooms on your peppers and blooms on your tomatoes, blooms on your flowers. What do you do to make sure you've got plenty of fruit from those blooms? Well, this is the time of the year to amend your soil around your blooming plants with a bloom booster, phosphorus. This is the source of phosphorus, a flower booster, a bloom booster. It's good for tomatoes and peppers and other flowering, squash. It builds more blooms. And as I was saying before, I found out that I didn't have sound. The bloom booster will assist your tomato plants, which will drop blooms and not make tomatoes when the temperature gets above 90 degrees. So when the temperature gets above 90 degrees, the pollen gets sticky. If you've ever seen bees flying back and forth from flowers to the hive, they're loaded down with pollen. They've even got these little pockets on their back legs that they can put pollen in. You guys have sound now, right? Right? Okay. So they put pollen in these pockets like cargo shorts, and they fly back to the hive with the pollen. In hot weather, pollen gets sticky, and they do not like sticky pollen. They like powdery pollen. So your flowers will not produce fruits. If you don't have hot weather, you'll have good pollen. Good pollen will make for fruit. But if the pollen gets sticky at above 90 degrees, the blooms will drop and you'll lose your flowers, you'll lose fruit. So get some organic phosphorus, a source of phosphorus to put on your flowers, to put on your tomatoes, to put on your squash and your peppers to produce more blooms. That way, if some do drop because it's hot, if they do drop, then you'll have more blooms. That means more fruit. Okay, I want to take you on a quick tour of the garden this morning to let you know how we're doing. We've been harvesting a lot and selling a lot. I want to say thanks to any of our farm partners who are watching. You all have made a tremendous difference in our life. And for those of you who have not been to the farm yet this year, come see the improvements we've made in just the last week. We have really improved our wash pack station, really improved our cold storage, and we're getting ready to do our innovative tomato ripening room. In between all of that, we've been harvesting like crazy. Fruits and vegetables are coming on fast and furious right now. Let's go out and take a look around the garden. We've been harvesting broccoli. Now this, friends, is the second harvest of broccoli that's coming on. Isn't that amazing? We harvested these beautiful green broccoli heads, and when we cut them on an angle, which sparks the development of secondary cuts. What a wonderful opportunity for broccoli. We've got plenty of it here. Come and get some. In addition to broccoli, did you know when the proper time is to cut your oregano and to hang it into sachets so that you can use dried oregano all winter long? It is right as soon as it blooms. Look around in the oregano bed. The oregano is blooming well this year. It's time to harvest it. We will be harvesting oregano. For those of you who are herb lovers, we will be harvesting oregano coming up in the next few days. Now, if you're looking around the garden and you like to see beauty, well, our sage blossoms are about to fade for the season, but the sage is doing great. I have to say that is one of the most beautiful colors that I have seen in the garden this year is sage blossoms. They have just been a beautiful addition, but they have to say goodbye to us. We say goodbye to them. They'll be cut off this week as we begin to wait for our sage to be ready to be harvested. Now, in addition to sage, take a look at what we've got here. Our zucchini and squash will soon be available, and it's going to be available for sale and for our farm partners. We plant every 2 weeks. It will come on fast and furious, and we'll have it the rest of the summer. Our tomatoes, how are your tomatoes looking, folks? This is our main tomato patch. These are our Determinate tomatoes, the ones that are short and squatty, the ones that will be harvested first all at once. Determinate tomatoes loaded with blooms, tomatoes soon to follow. And of course, look at those ugly plants. Don't they look hideous? Those are potato plants, which we've healed. But if you look right out at the top of the last row, right before you see the church, do you know what that is? That, my friends, are potato blossoms. And potato blossoms are something very special. Potato blossoms indicate that you are now ready to start harvesting new potatoes. Tomatoes, potatoes, all coming on soon here at Steepleview Farm. Well, what's not coming on very soon, of course, will be our watermelons, but look at that. That's a good sign. When your watermelons begin to what they call run, our watermelons are running, they will cover a 1/4 acre of black plastic with leaves, and that will produce a tremendous watermelon harvest as the season wears on. And of course, later in the year, peppers. For those of you who grow hot peppers and sweet peppers, you know they tend to come on late in the year. Ours are doing good. They're standing up straight and they're starting to get a few blooms. We'll have those before too long, but take a look at this. Back in those leaves, do you see what's in there? Those beautiful blue, little bitty tiny bean blossoms and long green beans. In our garden, all of that is happening right now, and St. Francis is watching over all of it. So, Steepleview Farm, absolutely gorgeous this time of the year, and things are only getting better. Our garden looks good. Thank the Lord for that. We hope that you'll find time to come visit us, say hi, stay with us throughout the season. And by the way, 2 weeks from now, as soon as we get into July, we're going to change the time of this show a little bit so that we're earlier in the morning instead of in the middle of the day. Gives us a chance to do more in the garden and greet you here on Saturday mornings when you see us live from Steepleview Farm. See you next Saturday right here on Facebook and YouTube. Until then, God bless and take care of everybody in your family.